All right, we are live and we are doing this totally not normally. We're gonna go ahead and jump to check out what's been going on in our Discord because currently there is a fight to the death. I don't know, over some honey that has been like, what is it? What is this even? Like you guys, we went to the Feywild to go
Okay. Let me explain from Zephyr's perspective
set the
because that's
scene.
who I'm playing at the
Okay.
moment. Here's what's going on. We go to the Feywild. We try to kill some demons. Okay, to help out the small village, just out of the kindness of our hearts. Okay, and then this dude comes along. This Dragonborn comes along and is like, "Hey, I'm okay. Yeah, that's not actually gold. I'm just gonna go search through the pockets." Zephyr's like, "Okay, whatever. Just being a hungry priest like the people back at the temple." That's fine. I don't care. And then he takes this honey that was given to the group, this Dragonborn does, and Zephyr's like, no, that's for everyone. And Zephyr's not having any of this because this Dragonborn is being greedy for no reason.
Yeah, Saranth, no reason, right?
All right, from my perspective, I did this because I was promised something material. This is something material, like
Okay, I'm just gonna start. We're gonna just show people what's going on here. So here we go. We got Mortem, Elena, Saranth. We're on. Hello, welcome to Mondays in the Monastery. Right now we're playing different characters, except for Saranth. Saranth is still Saranth. Mortem is Zephyr.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I am playing Alistar, who is from a TV show. So it's not even my character. So, uh, and he's just inspiring everybody. except he just recently made a bet. That's right. He just made a bet with one of the fairies, wagered a soul. So, Zoranth, you better win.
I mean, he'll probably win. All he has to do is shoot his uh, stuff one time, and he's fine. And Zephyr's probably down.
Mm-hmm.
Eldritch Blast, like it's supposed to be like the warlock thing, but it's bled over into every other class to the point where it's just an absolute clusterfuck. Like it's supposed to be for warlocks when they're out of spell slots, so that they're not like hitting people with pool noodles. But now we have like this fucking artillerist who's just like bullying people with.
Yes, exactly. Bullying people.
Bullying.
That's what Saranth does best, though. Especially when there's something that he wants, right? Especially when it's he was promised something. Where was the moment that, let's see, it's our honey, that's right. Excuse me.
No, it's mine. She gave it to me, therefore it's mine. It doesn't have your name on it, does it?
It doesn't have your name on it either.
But it has my spell on it. I cast a spell on it, so it's mine.
Zephyr could also cast a spell on it, and then it would then be his too.
But I did it first.
It doesn't matter who does it first.
Yeah, it does.
Hold on, I'm trying to find
You're
it.
only saying that because you want the honey.
Who she gave it to?
I want to share it with Maisie. And we're gonna have like a very fun time. We're gonna give it to like we're gonna give some to like Carl and like the little Srantlings when they come.
I'm gonna save the honey for then.
Yeah, we're gonna save
honey
them.
never goes bad. It's a myth. That's true. She said, I promised you gold. I will get you the best gold. And she comes back, look, gold. It's full of delicious honey.
Close enough. He wasn't expecting much gold
I know,
anyways.
but
He just wanted to kill something.
here's the thing. You're like, it's lovely honey, but it's not gold. Scroll down to just like, I will kill you over this honey.
I would kill a man over a jar of honey.
Alistar is just inspiring everyone.
Oh my god, even better, what if the jar was like fucking bear-shaped? Those are bear-shaped jars of honey, and these two grown men are fighting to the death over it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to level up Zephyr after this.
Yeah, Saranth was supposed to be level 7.
Was.
He was level 7, but then I buffed him
Yes.
because I didn't want him to get curb stomped after being like all arrogant and stuff.
Yes. Oh man. So for anyone who is watching this stream rather than listening, so this is what we do. We have this Discord, we have all these little channels set up so that you can interact with each other and do a campaign. And it's just based on whatever your imagination is. So usually when there's combat, there is order. I think right now it's mostly just chaos. Oh, there we go. Turn. Yep.
Yeah, it's mostly just like going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just gonna have to stop Zephyr because otherwise he's just gonna keep attacking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Zephyr. This is our first time really meeting Zephyr too. Like you've had him in here for a little bit, but I feel like this is our first time really seeing who he is.
Yeah. He's normally just a good guy. He's just like, let's go, let's do the good thing. Go
Yeah,
kill
I
some
feel
people
really
because
bad.
we have to, because that's where God wants us to go, and then we go do it. And then everyone's fine. Everyone gets a little bit of the pot, and then we go home. But then this greedy Dragonborn comes along and is just like, no.
Come on, Zaranth, what are you gonna do? It's your turn.
You didn't ask for gold, so you don't get any.
That's true.
Like, imagine working at like Burger King, and at Burger King you earn, let's say, like, I don't know, $9 an hour. So like, if you ask for a raise, if somebody asks for a raise and they get a raise, or like they get hired and they say, "Hey, I don't want to work for $9 an hour. I want to work for $10 an hour," that's like not a reason to. And then the boss, like, when they hire them for $10 an hour, like give them a raise, like, yeah, fine, whatever. But like, you could ask for some, but like, you shouldn't say, "Hey, you should give some of that to me because we work together and I'm helping you succeed and you're helping me succeed." So
Yeah, we're both working together for the same goal as a team.
I appreciate just how this works, right? Like this is what parties go through all the time. And that's what I love about RPG games is you've got different motivated characters that make these moments and you work through it or you don't, you know. Which Zephyr doesn't have to be best friends with Saranth. Saranth doesn't have to be best friends with Zephyr after this. Like, it's just, it's good. Oh no!
No.
Zephyr is just
No.
You
going
gotta
to
do
keep
stuff.
going.
You gotta go.
All right, roll to hit.
Like, you also put him in fear mode,
Mhm.
so now he's taking down a dragon in his eyes. So,
Like, and I can't do anything about it because if I do, then he's gonna roll again and succeed.
Oh.
23 and 26.
Yeah, I cast shield.
This is the 26 hit?
Yeah, the 26 hits, but shield makes it not hit.
Gonna run out of spell
okay,
slots
got it.
eventually. He's gonna go again.
No, I've used I've used one spell.
You've used
I've used one
two
spell
shots,
and
two shots.
3 first level slots.
Oh, okay, yeah, because shield is first level. He misses again.
Yeah, I used the Wall of Fire from Leora earlier. I had to use a first level spell slot to get the Eldritch Cannons again, and then shield twice.
Wait, are those adding rage each time?
Rage?
Yep.
Oh, your
Like,
damage.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, to
yeah.
attack.
No, Rage doesn't give you a bonus to attack. At least in
It's
5e,
just
it doesn't.
okay.
You have to use Reckless. You have to use Reckless attack in order to get some
Have
sort of bonus.
advantage. Yeah, and then but it does do damage, like rage damage. I heard.
Yeah, you deal extra damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think it's like
I had a barbarian rogue, so I could give myself advantage when attacking recklessly.
Barbarian rogues. They're so good. They're
Yes,
not
they are.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's all. That's all Zephyr is doing is attacking recklessly.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Hey, you in a car?
I'm gonna
I
keep.
cast Fireball at 9th level, centered on myself. I explode. Oh, you know that meme item, the juice that makes you explode? Man, I need some of that right now.
I have not seen that.
Basically,
And
it's a joke item.
26.
All it does, 26, I cast shield.
27.
Well, shield works for the entire turn. It also misses.
No, this is another round.
Oh, it's another round. I cast shield again.
It's like I'm going to keep going unless you do something else.
I'm gonna attempt to get the honey. I'm gonna attempt to get the honey.
Okay, hold on. I did like 2 more rounds in the time before you said that.
Shoot, was it? I want to say it's.
I also should be rolling for recharge. Oh wait, you should have told me that. You should have told me that 27 was a crit, because that automatically hits.
27's a crit. Cool. Now I can roll a little bit. So I have to get a 19 or a 20 to hit you.
Yeah, and if you get a 19, I'll just cast shield using my lots of remaining spell slots.
Crits.
Like all of my remaining spell slots are just shield slots now. I feel like a spellcaster isn't a spellcaster unless their strategy has devolved to that at some point. Like, I am going to do absolutely nothing except upcast shield at 7th level.
Okay, and then the radiant damage.
Oh my gosh.
No, not radiant damage. That hurts.
That's just a little.
I don't know if strength is still a bear. That's it.
Bear?
Yeah, I remember in ancient times. Who was it? I don't want to say the name because we're on stream, but his name started with an M, gave Sranth lycanthropy because he asked for it, because Sranth knows that lycanthropes are immune to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Oh, frick. Oh, crap. Wait, is he a werebear right now? Like, he still
Yes.
has. What?
Yeah, he still has it, but
No way.
he's never shown it.
Okay, because dang, was this after Mortem and Elena? We got
No, Strength has been a werebear for a lot longer than that.
Mm-hmm. Winston knows about it.
Winston knows, yeah. Winston just knows everything about Saran.
Ooh.
Okay, now it's contested strength checks.
Oh, right, and I have to deduct the spell slot for Arcane Lock. I forgot to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll contested strength to take back the honey?
Yes.
And I will cast guidance before I do that, so you get 2 more attacks. Unless you don't. Okay. This is very confusing. But it's very good, because it's...
2 more attacks before while you do guidance?
Because guidance is
yes,
an action.
I want guidance.
I can inspire you. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah,
I can keep inspiring you.
I get
Don't
inspiration.
inspire me.
If I get inspiration and he gets inspiration, they kind of cancel out since they both have an average of 3.
Wait, do I have inspiration?
Yes.
Forever ago you did. If you've used it, then no.
I did. I thought you were just inspiring Saranth.
You have been.
No, he's inspiring everyone.
Yeah. You've been inspired for
Alistar
sure.
is chaotic neutral.
You gonna cast shield again?
Yes, I'm gonna cast shield again.
Oh, wait, I'm gonna use my D6 inspiration. Or is it a D6?
Yeah, it's a D6. If you make it high enough, then it can actually bust through shield.
Chaotic neutral Alistar. I
Chaotic.
mean, that's pretty.
Oh yeah, yeah, that hits. That
Bust
just
through
straight up
shield.
hits.
Good job.
All right, then I'm not gonna cast shield.
You said you already are gonna cast shield though.
All right, fine. I still have like 8 more shield slots.
Mm-hmm.
When in the history of ever has someone said I cast shield at 5th level?
I'm sure it's happened because you don't have any other spell slots.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And you're like, I
but
have to. I don't want to die.
I like what I really like about like just games in general is being able to do things that just aren't like viable at all, like, but it somehow works. Like I know that Domain of Life clerics, they upcast Goodberry. Like if they are Domain of Life and they somehow have the Goodberry spell, whether it be from multiclassing or Magic Adept, then upcasting Goodberry makes every Goodberry a little bit better.
A lot of DMs don't allow that because it's so broken, because life clerics are already freaking broken. They're just the best healers.
Yeah, life clerics are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but druids are better at healing.
Ooh,
the war of healing, life clerics versus stars druid.
Yeah, but like, what is it? Beast companion or whatever the beast.
Oh, the thing. The new. You're right. It? There's that new thing.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
but clerics have channeled divinity. The life clerics do.
Yeah, they have preserve life.
It's insane.
Preserve life.
I did.
Yeah, preserve life.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Preserve life. It's really good on paper, but it's just really hard to get the maximum use out of it because of the fact that it only heals up to half. But like at least in the campaign that I'm using life clerics in, if you're at half health, you're below 0. If you're at half health, you're downed. Like in that campaign, people are downed in like 2 or 3 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the ranger with 1d10 hit die.
Yeah, because there was a combat that I did over 100 healing within. It was within 10 minutes. Like we had one tiny encounter, and then we like explored a room, and then it happened again. and it was insane. I was level 6, and to do over 100 healing, like
Mass healing
it
word
was like,
Cooper.
whoa! I didn't have mass healing word. I didn't do that.
How?
I used the channel divinity preserve life,
Mhm.
which was I think what like 25 or something at the time, healing, and then did cure wounds on people, and just it was insane. It was really good. Yeah. uh,
All right, rad. I get that. I get it. It's mine now.
mhm. He doesn't.
How many times has this? How many times has this jar changed hands?
It's changed a few times.
Mhm.
Like this is so unreal. Like I actually find it super hilarious that we're fighting over honey.
How long does the fear last?
The what?
How long does fear last? 'Cause
1
it's been
minute.
okay. Has it been 10 rounds yet?
um.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. 2 more.
Man, Dragon Fear is so
9.
dumb.
Huh.
Like Dragon Fear, I feel like it's a typo.
Mhm.
Like it's an official feat, but I think it's like the only fear effect. It's the only fear effect to my knowledge that doesn't have a save at the beginning of every turn or at the end of every turn.
Mhm.
So if you manage to get it, then as long as they don't take damage, then they are frightened for 1 entire minute, which is just ludicrous. Especially because it has no. No.
He smashes the
No. Roll a sleight of hand.
Oh gosh.
I
No, I'm
want
rolling
it.
to attack.
Who's the let's see.
He has both hands on his sword.
Okay, was the
Hey,
chest already opened? Like that's the
Because you would have
thing.
to
If that's an
open
action
the
to open
chest
it.
first, then put it in like next round.
Because if
I want Hannah.
if it's the chest that I'm thinking that it would be an action to open it. So you
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's an
have
action to open it,
you
and
couldn't snatch it and open it at the same time. But Nikolai would use
Oh, right, you're right. You're right.
But you can try to hold on to it unless he's trying to smash the honey.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
have
see. I see.
loads of charges left.
Okay. Okay.
Did you smash the
I got
jar
it
yet?
smashing the honey itself, not for directly hitting Zaranth.
No, don't hurt my jar. I spent 25 gold pieces on that.
Oh, boo hoo!
I'm going
Says
to
the
take 25.
dragon with a horde.
I'm going to take 25 GP of organs just to make up for it, okay? Is that reasonable? You don't need both your kidneys.
You don't need both of them.
He does, actually. He does need both of them. Well, actually, he only needs the one of them. He
has
only needs
one
the one
left.
of
Oh
probably
no.
because he only has one from stuff.
Well, then you're just gonna have to deal with it then.
I bet Nikolai only has one kidney. I'm sure he's given it to her cousin.
Have you ever had toxic blood before? No? Then you better figure out how to live with it. Yeah,
Fine,
I
he'll go
feel like
back to
that's.
his temple.
I feel like that's peak strength. You smashed my jar with 25 gold, so I'm going to take 25 BP of
This
your
is-
organ.
Oh.
Surprise blood donation.
Yeah, all you would have to do is like quickly transfuse some plasma, and you'd get that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but that's boring.
You're gonna take like a centimeter of his.
Strong glass.
Okay.
Okay, does that crack it? Does that?
Look,
Did you smash
I
it?
never said it had to be exactly 25 GP. It just has to be at least 25.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's okay to get a little few thousand extra.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Remember when we were doing a podcast?
We're still doing it.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Honey,
I feel-
we're just here talking about what's going on live, I guess.
the jar is in midair. Sranth opens the chest,
Just
and
gotta
inside
roll.
the chest is just no.
Oh no! It's all over your chest. It's inside.
No.
I hope you don't have anything nice in there. What's Zephyr's weapon again?
It's just I think it's a flavored greatsword. Because it's just fatter and thicker like clouds, basically.
Yes, it's so good.
Oh, let me roll 96 because I'm gonna do fucking. Oh, yep, that's a recharge.
Yeah, you got it on the second roll. Okay, because now, okay. I believe now the fear is finally worn off.
I'm
in
going to
this
do it
round.
again.
Oh gosh. So this is what we do. So if anyone wants to come and play in our Discord, this is what we do. And it's a lot of fun, as you can tell. You just type and have fun. You can be a DM, you can be a player, you can just have lots of
You can have lots of
Lots of
fun. You
fun.
could have lots of fun harassing Sranth over honey.
That's right. I got Kai's honey in his bag. That was a good move.
Yeah, you're still frightened.
Okay. See which one it is.
I am so sorry, by the way.
About this?
Yeah, I
This
feel
whole
so
situation?
bad
Oh.
bullying Zephyr for a totally reasonable concern.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I wish he was
Sranth,
that. I wish he couldn't
Oh,
get
yeah.
feared, but he's not that kind of barbarian.
Don't
I'm not saying what kind.
berserker
I'm just saying
barbs.
he's
No
not.
berserker
No.
barbs.
Oh. There's someone
They
that
get immunity to fear or something.
I want to say there is. Yeah.
Yeah, they cannot be frightened at all. Just when they rage, they cannot be frightened because it's just a mindless rage.
Yeah. We need to talk about berserker barbs. Like I've run one and he's really good. Like he's not bad. I feel like I was about to derail the conversation really badly.
Oh gosh.
Granth grumbles and takes out a drill-like device. I feel like if anything is described as drill-like, it's just immediately a no-no.
Oh, wait.
It's like technically Zephyr won
Who
because
won? Oh, who won?
He didn't win yet. Give
He-
me 10 minutes
Oh
and
gosh.
you won't win. Give me 10 minutes.
You didn't win. Ah.
Oh my god.
Oh, he runs away.
yep, because he can do that. As soon as
Yep.
Zaranth pulls out the drill, Zephyr's like, nope.
Do you know out of character what the drill is?
Nope.
Isn't
It's
your focus, your arcane focus, right? You use this. No,
Oh,
that's the
yeah,
screwdriver.
yeah.
no, it's the focus for the creation and fabricate spells.
Oh.
Like he has like a one at
Zephyr.
home, which is like a box. You put things in the box and it's like a lot safer. But he also has like a portable one. Like you're technically supposed to wear eye protection, but he's immune to piercing damage, so I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Zephyr would have no idea what that is and just see that and be like, nope.
Oh yes, as if the extremely large magical projectile launcher didn't tell him to go away already.
Mm-hmm.
I've never described what happened to it, so it's probably just like chilling on the floor. Somebody could just take it.
He would know how to work it. That's just, I would love to take it.
I mean, it's big and it has a bayonet, so it's probably good to hit
Mhm.
things with. Not as good as a greatsword, granted, but it's at least fun to hold, I guess.
Could just take your staff next time.
Oh, if you take my staff, I will be mildly I will be mildly upset.
Uh-huh. Just mildly upset.
It's mildly upset because it's probably worth like a few coppers. Like it's not worth much. It's just the
Mhm.
ammo that's worth all of it. The little magic charges.
How much shares Boulder?
There's Boulder. Oh, I love
That's
Emmas.
great.
I
Aw,
love them.
they're great. So we're gonna have to make a Constitution saving throw.
God damn it. Stop bullying me.
Oh, boo-hoo.
24. Actually, no, 29. I'm gonna flash of genius that. Fuck you.
are? Okay.
Yes. Fuck you.
Make another one.
Damn it. I had caps lock on. I'm so mad.
Right?
33. Does a
Okay.
does a 33 pass?
Yes.
I would be concerned if it didn't.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Aw.
Gonna go to the same level as Nikolai. Call it good.
What level is he now?
Well, in order to be on the same par with what everyone else is doing, 18.
Yeah, you have to be. I feel like there
I'll
could
just
just
go
be
all
like
the way to 20.
Oh my gosh. Bless your soul.
Is the
Thank you,
chest-
Alistair.
Is the chest still open?
Thank you, Alistair. I want honey for my wife and the Strantlings that we're yet to. I don't even know how that would happen. How would they even, like, they're both infertile, so they have to have like a wish spell do it, right?
It'd have to be magic in some way.
Magic. Anything can happen with magic.
The clone spell. It's just casting the clone spell a bunch, just creating a bunch of very small identical copies of Strength.
There you go. And then just putting other souls into it or something. How would you do? I don't know how you do it.
I didn't think that far ahead. I just like, oh yeah, the clone spell makes the clone. I forgot that you need a soul.
You die, yeah, and then you go into it.
Maybe just like kidnap a newborn, and, like trap the soul, and then put it into the clone.
So here's what they do: they go to adopt dragonlings or whatever they're called, and then they're like, "We want them like our own." No, they would just. I feel like they would just adopt straight up dragons. They would just have dragons as their children. They'd be like, "All right."
Oh my gosh! But it's not their children. They're just calling them their children. Like he's too extra. He's too rich for that.
Could he?
Like you adopt children
can
and you
figure it
want the
out,
tax
it's gonna
break.
be Zoranth. You want the tax break. If anyone can figure it out, it's Zoranth. Okay, what are you doing with that jar of honey? I gotta know.
I was trying to put it in the chest, but my Discord bugged out and blocked out the chat bar. Plus, I'm talking and I can't type and talk at the same time.
Is the chest still open?
Oh yeah, the chest can stay for as long as I want.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool.
I think it's called Leomund's Secret Chest. It's a really good spell.
Yes.
Like a little demi-plane.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's not even a demi-plane. It's just straight up the astral plane.
Oh, it is.
Like,
oh, but you have access to it though, right? Like you're able to go get it.
Yeah. You can summon it as an action.
Oh,
like
item, right?
No, you can summon the entire chest. You have to,
I need to read all this.
You know, have to like. Yeah, Leomund's Secret Chest is a really good spell. Like it's for a 4th level spell slot. You have like private storage for like months.
Is it?
If you cast it,
4th?
Yeah, it's only 4th level. It's great.
Fantastic.
You have to cast it about once every month in order to keep your stuff safe. Every month beyond that applies like some sort of penalty, having a chance for the spell to end and all your stuff to go away. A dex save.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
A dex check or a dex save?
We're gonna do. Shoot, I guess it would be check. Dex.
Yeah,
check.
Yeah, it's a check.
There we go.
23.
Oh, you're totally good.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh man, that was stressful. I don't need this. I'm aging at a rapid rate.
Zoranthus? Oh. Yeah, come to our Discord. We've got fun. Fun is had by all. The honey in the broken glass that's in the chest? Or on the ground? Because it broke over your chest. Like.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're just pointing it at it.
Oh, okay.
Like, I hope the fabricate spell works in this way. Like, as long as the mess is small enough, it should. Hopefully it does, because if it doesn't, then I will be very sad.
Right, so welcome to Mondays in the Monastery.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we.
Ah, welcome. Nothing happens for now. I'm gonna leave it at that. That is the preview that people get, and that's just the way it's gonna be. So
We fight over honey and have questionable ethics.
Yeah.
fun
Or
is
at
Some
least
of
one of
us
us
have
do.
questionable ethics.
fun is had by
Yeah.
One of
all.
us has questionable ethics.
Mhm.
Everyone else is like perfect friend material, but you kind of have to throw away your morals for one of them.
Alistar fits in with anybody.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not everybody.
Are you gonna ask me to make another con save? I want to know what that con save is for. I am so peeved. I swear it's for. I think I know what it is, but I think I know what it is, but I didn't. I don't want to spoil it for the viewers.
For the viewers. No, we're past the spoiler point. I have. This is a whole spoiler episode. Things are happening.
Okay, good.
Everything's spoiled.
I
So if someone's watching
I
this and they're like, well, too bad. Spoilers.
yeah, I think it's vampirism, and as soon as he fails to save, he's gonna like get freaking. You remember Sanguinary Vampirus in Skyrim?
Yes.
It's that.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just oops, you're a vampire now. Suck it. Buy like a
Literally.
potion for a pittance because disease in Skyrim is a myth. Or you're gonna become a vampire. Oh no.
Yeah, I have to roll for hit points because that's a lot.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, on one hand, it's okay, but like,
Mhm.
there's now Zranth definitely has someone who's made another enemy of probably.
I mean, it'd be really lame if he just killed everyone who he didn't like. So he's just like, oh yeah, everybody's wrong to me in some way, but I'm not going to hold it against them because that would all be a lot of dead bodies and probably my dead body. But just
Yeah.
know that I don't forget.
Zephyr hasn't either for the year or time that he's training, I guess.
I wanted to take Alistar on this adventure because she's just like, we're fighting fire demons. And it's like, that's like literally what he is. I was like,
We're fighting.
he's the perfect one to take on this trip.
I know, right? I love him.
He's great.
It almost makes me want to watch the show.
I'm just gonna add tough feat.
Tough is a good feat.
For 340.
Jesus. Also give him Sentinel. Sentinel is just so good.
Yeah, Sentinel and whatever the I can't remember what it's called. It's like you cast a spell, you get attacked.
Mage Slayer?
Yes.
that is going to be obnoxious until it's not.
Mhm.
The options that artificers have, like, they don't. No, never mind. Do you think now is a good time to talk about Berserker Barbarians? Because I want to do that.
Go for it.
Like,
Yeah. We haven't
there's the
really.
whole
Mhm.
debate
We're
of like
everywhere. Go.
Berserker Barbarians are universally considered bad, and I agree with that, but I don't think they're as
Mhm.
bad as people make them out to be.
What?
Like,
Go
yeah,
ahead. You're good. You're good.
Say
Go.
again?
Yeah. No, you're good. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So Berserker Barbs, they don't require any stats to work. Like, you have so many attacks that having reduced strength, like, if you roll terribly for stats and you only really get one good roll, like a Berserker Barb can't function. Like, if you have really high stats, then like it's not going to make as much of a difference because like you're going to be hitting your attacks, you're going to be hitting your attacks, you're going to be taking a lot of damage, but you're fine. Um, your AC is going to be good, but if you don't have those and you only really have one good stat, then you just put it in con and then put your second highest in strength, and then it just works. I remember I had a Berserker Barb. I rolled really terribly for stats. I got an 18, and that 18 was basically my win condition. Like, I had to just min-max the hell out of that 18, and I did. I ended up making a Leonin because they get extra bonuses from con with their thinger. I don't know. Daunting Roar, that's it.
There you go.
So I just get Daunting Roar, and then it just works from that point on. So, like, the extra attack is like the main thing because you get to attack as a bonus action. Like, that is the primary purpose and primary attraction to a Berserker Barbarian. And because of that extra attack, you have 50% more damage, double the damage at first through fourth, or, well, third and fourth, because I don't think you get your subclass until third level.
Yeah,
At least
barbarians
for
get
Barb.
theirs.
Yeah, Barbs and 5e. You get that, and then at fifth level, that's still a 50% bonus to your attacks. And everywhere beyond that, that's still a 50% bonus to damage, as well as having one extra attempt on a crit. And if you're attacking recklessly, that's 2 extra crit attempts, which for barbarians is pretty big. The exhaustion kind of sucks, but as long as you're not spamming rage mindlessly, then you can handle it. Like, the first level of exhaustion, it's not terrible. Your stats are terrible, so you're not going to be passing ability checks anyways.
Yeah, and normally most DMs don't have people suffer exhaustion. Like, normally it's like, oh, you're going to sleep it off, no problem, So it's the first one's usually like no big at all.
Yeah. And then the second level of exhaustion, the halved movement speed, that kind of sucks, but it's really just a like last ditch effort. If you ever get to the situation where you feel like sacrificing half your movement speed is a reasonable bet in order to, like, the only plausible thing you can do to pass an encounter, then raging is still a reasonable thing to do. Like Berserker Barbs just require a different playstyle. You have to think a bit more and you have to min-max a lot more. But just because you can't like go in, be an absolute fucking force of nature, just taking every hit, just ass naked with 300 hit points just for fun. Like, yeah, it's just because it's like, it's an alternate playstyle, but it's not a bad one. Well, it is a bad one, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be, like I said. Like, there's never a reason not to go totem barbarian and pick bear for your first choice, because that's just why.
Mm-hmm.
It rewards you. It rewards you for doing something you are already doing, and the reward is so significant that people like, geez.
It depends on what campaign you're playing too, because I feel you could definitely have a campaign where maybe you would choose the eagle over the bear, right? Like it's like, oh, I need to see really far for
Yeah,
whatever reason
but
for your scouting party, you know?
the first choice for eagle is, let me look it up. Like, I know that the second choice, it's pretty much anything. You could pick anything. Yeah, eagle at level 6. The eagle is really interesting. At level 6, you actually have a choice. At level 3, while you're raging and not wearing heavy armor, other creatures have disadvantage on opportunity attacks, and you can use the dash action as a bonus action. So you're just a diet rogue.
Diet rogue.
Mhm.
Like, that's it. There's no reason to pick eagle for your first choice. For tiger, you can jump farther and you can jump higher.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you ever jumped in D&D?
Oh, um,
Good question.
it would have helped a lot at a lower level jumping between train cars in Eberron, one of the campaigns I was in. Because 2 of us fell off the train and nearly died.
Oh, oh yeah, that's totally reasonable. Let me just
Uh-huh.
jump 3 levels into
Yeah.
barbarian for the ability to
Just
jump.
jump over a train car. You know what? I
When
eventually
you
turned
could
into a
just,
barbarian in that campaign, so we didn't have any more falls.
yeah, you could just be like a thief rogue and actually get some usable things such as
Mhm.
cunning action, sneak
Yeah.
attack, expertise. Like, there's no reason to pick totem barbarian. Like, you don't get anything, and
Yeah.
barbarian already is a playstyle in and of itself. Like,
Mhm.
if you multi-class into barbarian, then you're committing to a barbarian playstyle, even if it's just 1 level.
Mhm. You know what would
Hmm.
be fun is to have like a one-shot battle royale where you just get randomized characters that have those
That
subclasses.
that would be interesting.
So it's like, all right, you're playing a, rogue, whatever, trickster,
R-
arcane trickster, like go, it's like,
Playing an arcane, you're playing an arcane trickster wizard.
oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah. I love battle royales. Like those are really fun to do when it comes to RPG games because it makes you think differently than you would. Usually it's like there's no consequences. It's just like for fun. So if people die, it's not a big deal. You're literally just trying to outmatch people and you make
Yeah.
alliances and then stab them in the back or whatever, or you just try to outrun everybody until somebody else is dead and then yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's the niche option of elk for that kind of situation, because elk gives you an extra 15 feet of movement speed while you're raging,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to maintain the rage by attacking and taking damage. So unless you're like taking AOs and like purposely getting hit by them, then you're not going to be able to maintain that ludicrous 45-foot movement speed at level 3,
Yeah.
or 55 at level 5. And then, yeah, that's it. Or wolf. Wolf is interesting. While you're raging, your friends have advantage on melee attack rolls against any creature within 5 feet of you that is hostile to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's good. That's good. But bear is better, because,
Bear is best.
yeah, bear is just stupid good. At least every other uh one has like something that each one gives you. Like, I think, yeah, they all have something that they give you. They have a reasonable choice. They have a reason for making a choice. But just, oh man. But I love barbarians, but man, please just, mm, mm.
The more you know.
Yep, the more you know.
There we go.
The more you know, the more you hate. Because the more you hate what it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just pick what's cool.
Yeah, or you pick what's cool. That's good too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would rather do that than like be freaking guy, be freaking like top tier meta McGee,
Min-max.
but yeah, min max McGee.
Mm-hmm.
I like min maxing. What's your opinion on min maxing?
I can't
I don't
do
have,
it, and
I don't
I
have any.
am not.
Oh,
So,
never mind then.
Min-maxing is definitely not for me, and I just pick with what's fun.
Yeah,
Me.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's fun trying to like take the
mm-hmm.
most out of what a character could be
Yes.
and like make the most out of a bad stat roll by
Uh-huh.
picking like ideal stat spreads. Like I felt so smart when I discovered the Leonin Berserker Barb when I had like negatives in every stat except for an 18 Constitution. Somehow. And yeah,
No,
he
yeah.
kicks ass.
There are definitely things that you can min-max in that are they just work. I had a party member that was really good at it and had Excel sheets, like knew all of the damage outputs, like had even our character sheets up and was like, "Hey, you can do this," and it was like, "Oh, thank you, didn't realize that." And he played a Warforged artificer that was he like had shield, he had armor. I think he might have been an armor. I don't know the differences of them. He had like sentinel or whatever it was. There was a battle.
Sentinel.
Yeah, there was a battle that we went into that we were told that by our DM, I need everybody to make backup characters by next week because we definitely bit off more than we could chew.
Oh
And
god.
and that was we all like came together and it was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do round one. This is what we're gonna do. And like I was the cleric, and they're like, depending on where you're at, you're gonna just be casting spells at this point in this. And yeah, it was awesome. We went all out.
Yeah, I really like that kind of thing. Just like
Mhm.
making the most out of any situation. Yeah, I just find it so much fun. It's
Mhm.
exhilarating.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
like I always try,
Yeah.
like whenever I play games that have mods available, I always try to just make it as painful for me as possible because I like overcoming challenges.
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, this is gonna spawn here at this time, so I need to be in this location, and I need to make sure that this is dead by X time, or else like reset the challenge. Like, just figuring all of that out is just fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's a lot to do with different characters and different things in this game that you can really specialize in what you want to do. You know, if you're just like, I just want to hit things, great, barbarian's the thing for you. You know, just go into that, and you could even be like, oh, I want some magic, wild magic barbarian. You know, like have a little bit of versatility. Or if you're just like, I want to be a sorcerer because I want to figure out how to do this, like all all these exchanging and spell slots and sorcery points. And like sorcerer is something I've never played, but I've seen people play it really well, and
Yeah,
it's just like, oh man, that looks so fun. Like they can just, you know.
yeah, sorcerer. Uh, the one thing that I don't like about sorcerer is how few spells that they get.
True.
Like
You have to
you
choose
have
at the
to,
level up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't like how not versatile they are. They have no way to change a spell at all. So if you're like
Mm.
just playing around with a new strategy and then you take up like just a mistake spell that has no right to exist
Mm.
and then you just get punished for it because one of your 20 spells at 20th level, no, not even that, like
Mm.
hold
Yeah.
on.
No, it's yeah.
They know 15 spells at 20th level.
Yeah.
Like they don't know any spells. and you have to make the most of it. And losing one of those is losing a big portion.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like wizard, the biggest problem for wizard is like, oh yeah, you wasted money, you wasted time by learning a spell you couldn't use. But at least you could just unprepare it, and then you
Yes.
could prepare it when you in the niche situation where you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I play artificers and wizards and clerics and druids a lot more than I do like paladins and bards and sorcerers, because I just don't like how I'm gonna fuck up at some point.
Yeah. You just feel limited. You want to feel unlimited. Ultimate
Yeah.
cosmic
Well,
power.
that's why you homebrew it and ignore the rule book and say that fun is fun and I'm going to do what I do. Because technically, warlocks don't have that either. You pick spells and that's what you get. But
Yeah.
that's not what I've done.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think like warlocks not having the ability to warlocks not having the ability to exchange spells is reasonable because they're already incredibly powerful and they don't need all of their spells. Like they only have a few spell slots, so it's okay for them to have fewer spells to choose from. But for sorcerers, they're going to be casting the same spells over and over again because they have so many spell slots and no choices. And you have to use meta magic creatively, but meta magic only goes so far. And then there gets to a point where your sorcery points are really just spell slot fuel.
Yeah.
Because you can't use your meta magic for anything. And you took subtle spell, but like you're being spied on by the BBEG, and subtle spell suddenly becomes like irrelevant because you're constantly in combat. Like the only way subtle spell is really good, like for subterfuge in general. But in combat, the only plausible use for it is like casting verbal somatic components when you're blinded or deafened or in silence. Like, yeah, it can change the course of the game, but it's never gonna come up.
I was in a group where the sorcerer had telepathy, and there was like no way to. It was endless, and the range I think was, I don't know if it was endless, but like the moment he played a literal crazy guy, and so the moment that he introduced his character, he's just like, yeah, you just start hearing this voice in your head, and we all realized very quickly how bad of a situation this was because we couldn't turn him off.
Oh no!
And it was like, can you imagine if you just did that to the BBEG like through the whole entire fight, just nonstop talking, just.
Oh my god, yes. But
Like the
again,
ads.
that's not a sorcerer thing. Any class could do that if you get the right feats, and you don't even need feats for some classes. You don't even need feats for some races. Like you just play a Kalashtar, and then all of a sudden you can do that.
Or get the Warlock Invocate or Warlock Pact.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's even the telepathic feat. I think IOG has it. I really like IOG's build. It's so much fun.
Yeah, me as Elena,
Like,
I can talk telepathically, which is awesome. Thanks,
I can.
Winston.
Yeah,
IOG can move things. It's so cool.
Oh, with their mind? Like telekinesis?
Yeah. They have
telekinetic.
they have Mage Hand, which is it's formless and requires no components. And because and it has a range of 120 feet because she has it from a normal source and then the telekinetic feat. And then she can push things. Like you make a strength save, and then if you fail, you move 5 feet. That's it. It's like infestation, but better. Honestly, the infestation cantrip, it's a mistake. I hate the infestation cantrip. Every other cantrip has a use except for that.
True Strike.
People don't like that one. Okay.
True Strike at least has a use for like super high level play when you like need to land that like 9th level whatever spell. I can't come up with a spell on top of my head.
You only get advantage in 5e.
Oh right. Yeah.
In Pathfinder, you get a plus 20 to your next attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that and I was like, wow, that looks really good. That looks really interesting. Because, like,
Go ahead.
Firebolt,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that looks really interesting because Saranth has, Firebolt, which deals 4d10 plus 1d8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure that hits is really important.
Yes. In Pathfinder, if you have a touch attack spell, so like inflict wounds in Pathfinder, if you try to hit someone with it and you miss them, then it stays still in your hand until it's discharged, basically. So
Oh, that is so good.
That's
but
so much nicer.
if you cast another spell, it goes away.
So it's like okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
interesting.
I've
I like that.
played a cleric who would cast True Strike on themselves, and then their next turn would do inflict wounds so that they hit and they don't waste that time of like, oh, someone has a high AC or whatever. It's like, yeah, this is a plus 20 on top of my modification already and a d20. So it's more just funny to be like, okay, does a 37 hit? It's like, yeah, roll your damage,
Yeah. And then if you combine that, is there like an equivalent of the Sentinel feat?
Probably. There's
Sentinel
so
and
many feats in Pathfinder.
yeah, I was looking at that feat list and I'm like, oh my god. So if you
There's
combine that with Warcaster and Sentinel, you can just oh man, that sounds so good. Like Nushi, she has Warcaster and Sentinel despite being a life cleric because she's only a life cleric on Tuesdays. But she has both of those and she just uses it to like freeze people in place and deal like wide super freaking high damage and it's so much fun. Like it's just boom damage.
Love it. Okay, well, let's have some order. Let's do a little bit of what we do. I realize that we are an hour and 7
Order
minutes
is
into
for
this.
nerds.
This is what we play. We play in chaos. That's right. Okay, so Mortem. Mortem,
Right.
take it away.
Right. Hello. It's already been an hour and a half into the podcast, but hello. My name is Mortem. Welcome to Mondays in the Monastery, where we talk about what happened in our Discord server the past week, at least, and maybe a little bit of spoilers of what happened way before that. So we'll see. To my right is Elena. To my left, excuse me.
I was like, wait.
To the
right.
left.
Mm-hmm.
And to my right is Zaranth.
Hello, hello.
Yep. I am
So.
Elena, part of the monastery that Mortem runs. Yep, that's right back to you, Mortem.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am Mortem. My brother Winston is never here because he doesn't like doing this, and he has other things to be working on. Zaranth.
I am Saranth, and I am the most beautiful and most intelligent dragonborn that one could ever meet. And I'm here because I like talking about how great I am.
Yeah, and we are so we play, we've written a story. I've been trying to tell more people about it and try to figure out how I'm explaining it to others. So we write a story and we each have our own characters and we kind of control them, but we influence each other with those characters. And we have some idea of how we want it to end. Like, there's certain things that it's like, this is going to happen later on. But we try to play it as day by day as possible and, like, getting into these characters and, like, what their reactions to situations would be as possible. So we don't skip ahead, like, 3 weeks later or 5 years later. We don't do that at all. We try to really get into behind the character, behind the emotion or whatever they're going through, their character growth, for certain reasons, which Mortem, you could explain if you want. Why we go day by day.
we do this because we are on a time limit, except for Zaranth at the moment, but who knows if that'll change.
Oh.
Never. Nope. Zaranth will never die. We know this for sure. This is canon.
Yep. Zaranth will never die.
Nope.
We are on a time limit, and our time ends in November 14th, 2030. So that's about 9 years from now. And then our characters / us will, not actually us, just our characters, will die at that point. Because that'll be an event. Which if you come and join the monastery, you might learn what the name is. Or if you just look in other places, you might find it as well. So.
Yep, 9 years.
That is
48 days, 2 hours, 19 minutes. Exactly right there. As of that moment. Now it's less.
And the clock is always ticking, so come and join us while you still can, because we won't be here forever.
Except Serena.
I will always be here for you.
That's right. Yep.
We're best friends.
Unless
he joins, yes. Something really cool.
Or Zephyr gets later.
Yeah, something just really cool about this concept is most characters in D&D or Pathfinder, whatever your RPG system is, you usually want to think like, oh, I just want my character to live forever, or I want their story to live on. Like, there's always something more you could add. Whether it's now or like you pick up a campaign 5 years from now and you're like, oh, I had this really cool character, but my party stopped meeting together, so I want to play them out more because it was such a cool idea. And that's like what we're inviting you to come do, is like come to the server, play out to your heart's content what you want to do. But if you really want this experience that we're doing, you can choose to have your character end in those 9 years where you don't play them after that. You just don't. Like, they're gone.
Yep.
And that's what we're doing, and we're not saying that you have to. Like, you can come to the server, you don't have to do that at all.
Yeah, I don't, but I still participate here regularly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the story will say this, like, the story is going to continue. Like, what we are doing is going to go past those. It's not like we're deleting everything. We're not, getting rid of the stories that we've made at all. It's just, this is when the character's story ends. Like, there's an actual ending. It's done. It's over. Like, there's so many writers, like a comic book is a great example. You have your, like these characters that you love, and the writer has them die, and then 20 comic books later they come back, or there's a parallel universe where something else happens, and they're able to bring up all these different story plots and ideas, and which is awesome. It's absolutely fantastic. We're just also providing a really unique way to have there be an end, which is not as common. Yeah. That's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
I've been working on getting the script. I am almost done with the past. Oh man, it's almost been 5 months since I entered the inn. And we have so
That means
much
it's almost
freaking
been
content.
7.
Yeah,
That means it's almost been 7 for me.
7, yeah, because
Or
it was
8,
February.
yeah.
But it was like late February, I think it was. It's like the 20s, I don't know, around the 20th or whatever. And today marks 1 month since we had this idea to start doing podcasts.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yep, 27th. Yep.
It feels like we've only been doing this for like a week.
Feels like
Yeah.
so much longer in a way too. Like we've done so much.
Yeah, it does. Ah, jeez.
There's like, okay, like bragging a little bit here. Props to us that we have really creative story writers, like just even here, us three, but those that are in our server too that make it possible for us to do this as well.
Mhm.
And I can't imagine what it's like to be a writer of just one book series. Like, I was thinking today about The Wheel of Time and how Robert Jordan wrote so much. He wrote like a whole world, like more than Tolkien even comparatively. Like it's huge. And so it's just like, how can one person just sit down and write and it takes years? And it's like we do that, and we made so much in less than a year that it's like we could sell so many books right now. Like we just need to get it out there.
Just sell like a slice of life locks it all webcomic.
There you go. Oh man, I thought
That's
about
gonna be
doing.
so
I
good.
thought about doing comic strips too. Like I want to do little comics of like, here's our little, like here's what happened this week, or whatever. But there's so much that happens. It's like, how do you just like pick something? And
We would need like an entire team
mm-hmm.
to do something like that, and
Mm-hmm.
with it just being the four of us, that is a dream at the moment.
Yeah, it's put it on the list. Comic strip.
I could finally see me in all my glory. In
Right.
another form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, today I posted Saranth's picture. I was like, everybody else has like a picture. We gotta show off Saranth just a little bit. And so I like posted not the official one, but one of the ones where it's like, there's Saranth. That's what he looks like. Everyone can see him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so okay, so we're trying to make this a business somehow. We don't know what we're doing. As far as like we don't know how, like we kind of know what we want, but we're not sure how to get there, and we're just figuring it out as we go along. So I had a thought that we could close the Discord on November 14th to the public. So it's like only people that are in the Patreon can have access to the Discord if they want to participate in what we're doing. Except for those that are already in the server, they don't have to, because they're the lucky ones. They're the bandwagon, or the book for the bandwagon. They started the wagon. They're part of the band.
Yeah, they get a special tag of like probably some special tag that says originator or something like that.
Yeah.
Beta tester, maybe. I don't know.
Beta test. Yeah. See. Yep. Got like a whole MMO vibe going on here. So we've got our betas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna write that down. That's funny. Betas. And if you guys wanted to, so it's really hard to eventually weed through stuff and not steal people's stuff. We don't want to steal people's stories and what their characters write and things that they do.
Mm-hmm.
So what we could do is we could make the server have, a big whatever you have to agree to before you get into stuff, where it's like anything that you post in here can be used for us.
We can use, yeah.
Yeah. and you
You have
don't
to
get
have that.
and like you don't get any compensation for it. Like you're already aware of this. If it gets in the book, it's in the book. But if it's not, it's not. It's like we might like it, we might not. We can choose how we want it. Because there's so much that
Yeah,
we're going to be
having
weeding
that
through.
upfront
Yeah.
disclaimer would be a good idea.
Yeah. It's like I'm going through a lot of the old stuff, and it's like, man, like there's some moments where it's like this would be really cool, but we're gonna have to rewrite it so that we don't, plagiarize.
Hmm.
And then it's just like, all right, we're gonna have to figure out how to do that, and we'll get there, and it'll be all right. It'll be good. But we're gonna try to keep it as authentic to the original story, at least for our characters, as possible.
Yeah.
Because it was really, I mean, we've grown a lot as far as even just as writing, like
Hmm.
like fights before were like just roll to hit, like does this hit, like that's it, and okay, like today's little scuffle, with the honey and stuff that's an exception where it's like, all right, it's just whatever, we're just rolling for chaos here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
there's
that was just a chaos scuffle.
Yeah.
I guess I'll add on to it now and
Go for it.
partially rudely talk over. But like when we first started, I remember a fight with me and Zaranth against a creature where I just hit things and I rolled so many times and I didn't describe them. It was just rolling to hit. But now I describe like what Mortem's weapons are and what they do and how he uses them and how he strikes and whatnot.
Yeah. Like everybody can do an unarmed strike, but
But it's like, where do they hit?
yeah, where did
what are they going for?
Yeah.
Which anyone who plays with us, like, I don't know, we just all kind of encourage each other to go a little bit beyond what we're used to, and we all learn from each other because we all have different strengths that we bring to the table, right? It's like, oh man, like Winston did something super cool, recently, and I'm like, oh, that was a really cool way to describe that, like I'm gonna have to like remember that, for certain spells or whatever, and like,
Oh.
that's why I enjoy being a spellcaster, is because I'm able, and I choose not to have an arcane focus, so I can choose like how I want to cast a spell, which most of them I go by what it's in D&D Beyond. I go by the 5e rules, except for Dimension Door, which I have made instead of a verbal component, it is now a somatic, where it's just she closes her eyes and then reopens them and she's gone. Like, I thought about changing it and I was like, screw it. Nope, I'm gonna just make this what it is. Because I've done it so many times where she just blinks and she's gone.
Yeah. Like your dimension door and my dimension door are different things. And
Yes.
like it just has a personality that I really like and I think everybody else really likes. Like we all have different writing styles.
Yes.
As well as Winston's dimension door, which he uses a lot actually.
Oh, does he?
That and a few other long distance and short distance disappearing tricks.
If I could have any spell at will, it would be Dimension Door. Oh my gosh.
I would choose Wish.
Okay, well that's...
I would choose Wish.
But eventually you can't cast it anymore.
Well, just don't use it to do that. Just use it to replicate spells. Like Wish's intended feature, like if you prepare Wish, it's not because you want to like change the world, literally. It's because you want to replicate a spell. Like this is what Wish is for.
Wish is not as powerful as people actually use it for. If you go to the actual flavor, it's like you technically can't like really go all out unless the DM says you can. Like
Wish sucks. Why would you?
Compared to what?
I'm just gonna come out and say it. It's just not good.
Yeah. Hot take here. Wish isn't that good.
Yeah, like yeah, it's the most powerful spell a mortal can cast, but like anybody can cast those spells. Like I feel like Wish should be separated into two different spells. Like there's
A higher
well,
wish.
actually,
Higher
well,
wish
never mind.
spells.
That's really dumb. Never mind. Actually, yeah, no. Wish should just it should be separated into two spells. Yeah, there's like Wish or Lesser Wish or whatever you want, and then there's like Greater Wish or like Big Dick Wish, where like
That's what it's called.
yeah, um, Lesser Wish is the way it is right now. It's a
Uh-huh.
ninth level spell, and it replicates the effect of any spell of eighth level or lower.
Mhm.
That's it. That's really good. I
Oh.
like that. Just being able to cast just being able to cast like Druid Grove without having to get the freaking absurd material component
Mhm.
and consuming it, and without having to spend so much time to cast it is really good. Being able to cast Resurrection or Revivify without necessarily having the components on hand
Mhm.
and without having to like be in touch range, that's really good.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But like the cool part about it, like the thing that everybody thinks of when somebody says wish, the you know, change space and time thing, that's just bad.
Mhm.
Like the DM could just say no, and
I
then
know,
your
that's the
wish spell
thing.
is wasted,
Yep.
and you have a 33% chance of never being able to cast the spell, including the replication, ever again. Like,
Mhm.
if I had Greater Wish and it's a ninth level spell and it's able to just change time, then it has a 33% chance of never being able to be used again, I would prepare it.
Mhm.
Like, being like losing the actual usable part because you tried to take a risk forever is punishing, and it's just not good. I don't like it. It's just no,
Mhm.
I don't like it.
Mhm. Yeah, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, wish it just gets abused a lot." I think is what it comes down to. Is a lot of people play. Okay, well, okay, a lot of people don't play level 20 characters. Let's just start with that. Okay,
Yeah,
we are unique. We are
Yeah.
playing in a world where it's like, what if we just go all out? There's no reason to hold back. I mean, we do have kind of a loose rule that's like, please don't play a god or a demigod because we do want RP. We
Yeah.
do want there to be like a little bit of invulnerability or not vulnerability, where it's like,
Mortality.
yeah, where it's like, okay, like you could hurt this guy, like rather than just being whatever.
you're just shrugging off attacks with your 10,000 hit points. Like,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on, man.
Like have a weakness. Like okay, like
Yeah.
great example is like Alistar. I've got Alistar in here. He's a freaking demon lord, whatever of hell. Like he's not going anywhere. He's afraid of dogs. So if you bring in a dog, he will just die. Like he like he'll he yeah. So it's like there's ways that you can make your characters way more fun for story plot than just oh, I'm just perfectly immune to everything. I'm perfect. I don't have any weaknesses, and I'm just gonna snap my fingers and you're all dead.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, like when we do this, we're not focused on min maxing really. It was like if you do, it was like just like
True.
Zaranth does. It's like that's fine. You can do that, but that's not what the focus is on. The
yeah.
focus
The
is on
focus is
story
roleplay.
and the role play and all that stuff. Which is why I took Zephyr, who was in that fight and would have like died in half a heartbeat to Zaranth
Mm-hmm.
at level 5. I just had to level him up so that way in order he could survive more than 2 seconds.
Yeah, but sometimes having someone die is also like a thing. Like I had my Pathfinder level like 3 or 4 character come in, and I think it was Scorch was like, yeah, let's battle. And he was like, I'm doing non-lethal damage, but he did so much non-lethal damage that it actually in Pathfinder, if you do pass their HP, like even in non-lethal, it
Like-
kills them. So it did. It
Yeah,
killed
they're
her.
Isn't it like their HP plus con or something?
Yeah. So for non-lethal it's different. But if you're doing lethal damage, you take someone negative to their con score, and then they die. And they can
Okay.
do constitution saves basically until they stabilize, or take 1 point of damage until they stabilize or die in Pathfinder, which is a lot more real if you think about it, when it's like you're in a battle and you're at 2 hit points and then this guy like just, does 50 damage. It's like you're dead.
Yeah.
Like that's a big hit. You're just, so.
Whereas in 5e, if you're knocked down,
Yeah.
somebody can just like obliterate you with like 60 damage and then 1 failed death save.
Yep. So I had Lavender. It was Lavender die, and then that also made for good RP. Like you can choose to have your character die or not die, and so they brought her back. It's like, I'm so sorry, and she's like, that was a rush, because Lavender is a freaking like she is such a druggie, and she's a flower child, like insane. Yeah. Anyway, so we can skip past we are now open to talk about whatever we want now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mark that on our thing. Cool. Okay. So our intro is in the middle.
Where the intro should be.
Where the intro should be. Skip to the intro. There we go. So we need our Loxodol update as well.
Oh yes.
And then we can go into what happened this week.
Loxodol. After the frickin' nuclear war, the Multiversal Assembly passed a new regulation called, I think it's called the Drug Decriminalization Act, which does exactly what it says on the tin, makes all drug-related crimes not crimes anymore. Basically, the purpose of it was to focus more on rehabilitation instead of punishment for possession of drugs and possession of drugs use. However, Loxodol has refused to comply.
Surprise.
They just said, no, we're not going to do that. That's lame and dumb. To be completely fair, the drug-related punishments in Loxodol were not too bad. Like you'll get like, if you have like possession and there's no real like proof that you used it, or no proof that
really? You just have it on you.
Like you just have it on you and there's no proof. There's no proof that like you were using it yourself, and there's no proof you weren't just like reverse pickpocketed. Then you might just get like a few weeks. It's not going to go on a permanent record. It'll go on a permanent record for the government, but not for corporate, so it's not that bad. But yeah, they just refuse to comply. So, as per protocol, when a nation is in breach of multiversal law, they enact sanctions and just try to cripple your economy by cutting ties. And the only way to get rid of them is to leave the multiversal assembly. But Loxodol has managed to get an amendment inside it with under-the-table handshakes, clever loopholes, and just straight-up bribes. In order to get an amendment put in that allowed Loxodol to not need to comply. Like, there's just a little asterisk at the bottom that says, in layman's terms, except for Loxodol. It's more... It's more lawyery than that.
Yeah.
It's not literally just, oh yeah, we're not going to do it to Loxodol. Like, it's technically open-ended and anybody could qualify if they qualified, but Loxodol's the only one that qualifies, except for maybe a few that I don't know of.
We're exempt.
Other nations have expressed their dismay. Loxodol is not popular in the Multiversal Assembly because the Multiversal Assembly is full of snowflakes. But they are anti-Loxodolian. And
they can boycott
they haven't made any. Well, if they boycott Loxodol, they are going to be losing very important things. Like nobody is anti-Loxodolian enough to change their entire way of life because some things in Loxodol are just completely monopolized. Like commercial technologies, Loxodol invests a lot of government funds into commercial R&D so that they could get the first patents and they could, get a monopoly as quickly as possible on these novel new things that work really well. So in order for entire countries to give it up just because they don't like you and don't like what you stand for is just, it's not going to happen. So while the governments hate us, the people, they're like, no, they're cool. They're cool. If they're not as educated, they'll think, oh yeah, they're terrible. I hate them and everything about them is awful. But if you look more into it, it's like, okay, there's an asterisk. They're okay in this niche circumstance. You win this time, Loxodolian scum.
This is what's so cool about RPG games like this is, like, if you love this stuff, you can play in this stuff. Like, I played my first ever, like, real true game that got me hooked was one that I had to go to court and, like, there was then, like, legal papers that one of our actual people, like, wrote up for our characters of, like, an agreement between me, and it was, like, for like, my in the game, it was for my son and, like, the father, and there was, like, custody rights or whatever, and it was like, if you break any of these, it was like, this is what was gonna happen, and, like, this game is literally whatever you want to imagine it to be. And you can have these crazy cool worlds that like Loxodol or whatever, like having these crazy government whatever extremes, I guess you could call it, but just get so much entertainment from it.
Yeah, I really like Loxodol. I just think that playing a morally questionable, like, just playing a morally questionable entity in general, it's a lot of fun. I like it. Like doing fucked up things, but for not fucked up reasons. Like, it's interesting seeing how people react. They're like, well, yeah, this is good, but it's not good for this reason, but will I put it to the side because it's good? Because it's good for this reason.
Yep. I mean, it's just we're creating a universe, right? There's whatever you want to call good and evil, your definition of it, but there's conflict all over the multiverse. We should figure out a name for our multiverse because it's eventually going to expand to so much. Like, it's already there. What's our multiverse called?
Well, the multiverse and the multiversal assembly, it's really just reflavored world assembly. Like, Loxodol pretty much just has like the entire planet it exists on conquered. So having a galactic, having a what is it, system assembly doesn't make much sense because it's just like Loxodol and the little ones, like the colonies colonize the system. The galactic assembly. This isn't sci-fi unless you want it to be like that one time Strength had that really weird dream.
Yeah.
So multiversal assembly or multiplanar assembly.
Wreckage? Was it that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that one
was
Wreckage.
Really funny. Like, you're just like, come with me, and you rolled low or whatever, and you're like, I'm going. I believe you. Yeah, because you were like, this is real, and you're like, I'm like, and it was like deception or insight that you guys were rolling against, and Wreckage rolled well, and Zaranth rolled poorly, and then it was just like, here we go on an adventure.
And then he still doesn't know if it's a dream or not because
No way!
he has the
secret.
mini staff, and I love it.
Yep. Who knows?
I love it. It's great. All right, that is that. Is that the Loxodol update before we go to the monastery update?
Yep, that's the Loxodol update for now. They're a bunch of cheater pumpkin eaters, but not really.
All right. Monastery update. Let's see. This week, Winston and I started the Guardian Initiative. Yep. First actual official update. We are starting the Guardian Initiative. Me and Winston are looking for chosen people to protect the monastery in times of need. Because they may happen. So, and although the monastery is powerful and its masters are powerful, death comes for us all, and we never know when the door is going to happen. So, we are starting that, and we are going to hand select people for that initiative.
Something really big happened between you and Winston and Catherall.
Okay, are we doing personal updates or are we
We're
doing
the
overall?
This is overall. I mean that I feel like that story plot is definitely because that it started in the monastery and then we went out to the manor and then we went outside the manor and then we went to a different dimension or a different plane.
True. So is that?
But you can talk about whatever you want. Sorry, this is your spotlight. What do you want to talk about?
Okay.
Sorry.
I will talk about overall things of the monastery for mine because that's a story beat that I might want to save for later and not talk about at the moment because it's very good. So
that's fair.
And yeah. So come check us out and maybe you'll be able to read what happened this past week in the monastery and / the other places. We are also getting closer to finally getting to our destination. The monastery actually has a destination. It is not just in the drift of the astral sea. So, we don't know when we'll be there yet. We are still fixing things from when we launched out. So, that is where we are at the moment. I knew I just blew some people's minds at the moment.
I was like, that's never been brought up. I need to discuss things with you, Mortem. I need to figure these things out.
Well, that's because it's only I'm getting this as an update from my brother, who is telling me all of these things. I did not know as much as he did, and I've just left it to him.
I need to talk to him. Like, well, there's something. There's. He's not going on. There's not something going on, and I don't know about it, and I want to know about it.
Cast sending right now. Call him up.
I don't. Oh yeah, I have the sending stones.
We have the sending stones. We'll all be able to hear you.
I keep forgetting about the sending stones.
You made these because of this issue that we had.
I have.
I
make them all the time.
Make you. Winston's even upgraded his so that way he can use it for anyone, as well as just us. Is what he has told me. So
can we all hear it when he talks?
Nope.
Oh, no, he's got text messages to people. He can. It's not.
Can he just like send? Can he just send a message to anyone ever, and then they can't do anything about it?
Tiamat, what's up?
I mean,
What's up, girl?
it yeah,
Or
it's not a
she's
text
looking to
message. It's basically just a short phone call, a short voice message of, "Hey,
Mhm.
I need to talk." Just pick it up and then we could talk. So
to Tiamat and say down to fuck.
Oh gosh. She
Oh my
probably
god.
gets so many of those. She's got people that filter her calls, right? Like she's got
I have
so many.
I have no idea what she would do if she just received a random message.
I mean, based on what I've heard of Tiamat, she'd probably say yes.
Yeah, she'd be like, "Come join me. Come find me. Go for it."
I will do it if you give me enough treasure.
That's true.
You gotta pay me.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Anything else in the monastery? Is that all the updates?
That is all the updates for now.
Mm-hmm.
What about the manor?
Oh, nothing's going on in the manor. Not a thing. Oh, this morning, Leora showed up.
Mhm. I smell lies. I smelled so many lies.
I decided to start doing daily update recaps, which was actually something that I had thought of forever ago when we were doing the inn, like regularly. Because I was like, there's so much that happens. I feel that having a recap would be helpful for those that do wish they could play more, but they just can't. And we want to encourage people to go out and live their life, right? It's like, don't just come and do just this. Like, we obviously do because we love it and we're eventually turning it into a business, like that's like we are in a business, like we have Patreon. But it's like we also understand that not everybody can keep up with stuff, like, but they want to. And so it's like, this is a way that they can kind of be a part of it. So I was like, oh, we'll just start doing some recaps. And so I don't know how long these are going to be. They're going to be probably shorter than what I even have it as right now. But they're just going to be like, here's who talked to who today and about what and where they were. So, like, inside the manor, a bloody man named Mikal enters and had a heated conversation with Zoranth over healing. Leora the cleric shows up, offered healing, and was attacked by Zoranth. She used word of recall to disappear with Mikal. And Leora and Mikal, somewhere else, made a deal that he would learn about Zoranth over the week in exchange for her to prolong Mikal's death.
He's gonna turn her undead. He's gonna turn him undead. She's going to turn him undead.
He returned to the manor vicinity, and then it's just like other stuff that goes. So that's like what happened in the manor, like today, right? We've got that going on.
Yeah.
There was the outside the manor. There was the Wagner and Wagner family reunion that went down. That was successful, I think. There were fireworks, and Mortem, you sword fought against Nikolai and beat him with your lightsabers. Quote unquote.
It's a guardian sword.
Guardian swords.
It's not a lightsaber. It looks way cooler than a lightsaber.
That's right. Our imaginations are way awesome. But yeah, it's got like a hilt and stuff. Or a crossguard.
Yeah. Plus copyright.
Yeah, no. Saber light. That's what it's called.
Sunblade.
Totally.
I think we can use that.
Sunblade? Yeah, because that's in 5e.
That is.
Yeah.
Yep, that is an official item.
I'm trying to think when the last time Ashok showed their face. If that was recent-ish enough that it was this week. I don't remember. Things are blurry. Let me go back up to this.
I know Woodson was the last one to talk with him.
Yes, he was, as he was running after his horse that was running away. Let me find this. It was before. There we go. Okay, that was on the 22nd. So was that during the week? It was during the week.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
It was like
Shaw.
5 days ago.
Yeah, some people like him. Some people hate him. Nikolai hates him. Nikolai freaking hates him. It's like, yeah, that's all right, you know. Yeah, it's fun to play different characters because we're able to do different story writing styles. Like Saranth,
Yeah.
you play Tox and Saranth. One of them
Mhm.
is exceptionally brilliant as far as like literally intelligent. You know, you make crazy stuff. The other one is like a cat or a dog and is just adorable. But, you know, it's like the way that you can write both of these characters.
Yeah.
It's just like
A dog, but it's
Tox is adorable, but a monster.
100%, yes.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. Like, huh, what's your favorite food?
Yeah, he's basically the embodiment of like that Monty Python of like joke of like, oh, it's just a bunny, it's
Right.
not gonna hurt us,
Yes.
and then he eats you in one bite
Mm-hmm.
without any hesitation.
Yeah.
Eat. Oh, man,
And he
go ahead.
and he's growing like an inch per month. And like
Oh.
he sometimes speaks in a language that nobody understands.
Yeah, and then he plane shifted without using a tuning fork today, I think it was. Which I know there's
Yeah.
one place that he can go without that. But I didn't know if it was that place. But it's like, yeah, Tox is like, somebody please come into our server and solve the Tox mystery. Because
Yeah, Toxidol needs a chaperone.
he does so bad. Please, somebody help him.
Toxidol needs like someone to tell him no.
Helena's tried, but she can't be everywhere at once. She's got so much going
Oh yeah,
on.
and like preferably not like a halfling. And preferably someone with at least 18 strength.
There you go. Someone bring in your berserker barbarian and come get a pet.
Oh no, my berserker barb is like 15. My berserker barb is like 15 strength.
Oh, gotcha.
Like when I said negatives in every stat, I meant it.
I'll just have Zephyr just chaperone Tox, maybe. I don't know.
Just follow him around and like,
hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah.
just to pet him.
I don't know. Yeah.
I love Tox so much.
I think it's funny when we're having an intense conversation and we need Saranth there, and you just bring in Tox instead. And it's like, Saranth, we know that you're here. Like, answer us, you know, like, but it's just like, no, Tox just like straight up tackles you and hugs you. It's just like, Tox, this isn't what I need right now.
Yeah, Toxidol is a health hazard.
Yeah.
Just a hazard in general.
He's
in
wonderful.
his campaign. In his campaign, actually, I think, yeah, in his campaign, like the ship that the party's on, all the crew has like pepper spray just for him, and like I think they get paid workers' comp just for like being in his presence.
Yep.
Like he's just a workplace hazard.
They should.
That's so good. Yeah, he is one of the reasons why you can't die in the manor. Because I was like, he's gonna suffocate somebody at some point. Like, you can't die when you're in the manor. Okay, like you can't be forced to leave because otherwise, they'll just do you. Unknowingly,
Mhm.
he will unknowingly kill someone
Oh yeah, without a
and
doubt.
like hug the body and like like just
Oh,
carry
yeah,
them
of course.
around. She like knew she knew who's like
Yep.
been dead for a week, and he's just hugging her.
No.
Not Nushi, but it was like
Oh man.
equivalent.
Yeah, yeah. Nushi. Nushi has a cloak of protection though. She'll be fine.
Mhm,
She gets a +1 to the con save.
mhm. Oh man. Winston and Nikolai are become friends.
Mhm.
That's a friendship. Nikolai and the cleric have become friends. Kagok is in blue or running around meeting everybody. Cathal is everywhere and nowhere. I think he's in the manor right now.
Like we call him the Electron. Toxidol is somewhere.
Oh
He
yeah,
is currently
playing chips.
he is currently unattended and not in the manor.
I'm sure it's fine. Hey, Winston. If Winston's here,
Mhm.
can I call up Winston? Sending. Let me get my sending stone out. Winston, it's time.
There is no response.
I need you to make a roll. I can't make this roll.
All right. Okay. Yeah, Winston is on a super secret top mission at the moment, so he is not able to respond because he forgot his sending stone.
Got it.
But
Yeah,
that's
we should finish that. Mhm.
Oh yeah, Winston has a few missions he needs to go on, but he's currently on a private one.
It will not be made public until. Wait, did we finish it?
Uh, well, um, we did okay. We did one of the things Winston finished. The other thing we haven't started on.
Okay. Then we should probably start on that after this podcast.
Well, yeah, actually, we can do that after this podcast. Okay, let me just think about everything I need to add for this.
So hold on. What are you
Mm-hmm.
adding to this? Because it's just gonna be, I'm thinking this, like, I can't use my divination important dice. Okay. This
No.
is like a general over the week how we did kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there can be
When,
guidance or talismans even. Like, it's just the check straight up.
okay.
Like, it's hard.
What about like
But
Flash of Genius?
I would say no, because it's not a one moment thing. It's like overall, right? It's just moments during the whole week. Which is why this is gonna be really nerve wracking to see this number.
Okay.
Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. Woohoo! 1 week down. Oh,
What are we rolling for?
success. Winston and Elena are making something, and I'm having Winston do the roll for it, but it is going to take a long time to make this thing, and I'm kind of using some like Pathfinder stuff. So like in Pathfinder, it takes a long time, actual literal time, to make things, to make items. So if you're like crafting something, or even like a spell crafting something, it just takes a long time. So this project, Elena and Winston are working on, is going to require a roll a week, and the DC is 18, and we passed, so we're good. So
that's nice.
It's just going to take a long time to do it. But yeah. What are you and Winston working on?
Super secret, super secret things.
Artificer stuff.
If I told you, I would have to kill you.
That's right. Aren't you going to try to kill me? Not Elena.
Not yet. Not yet. You're safe
soon.
Man, this was so fun. Is like with these games, you can like, we're writing a story, not necessarily to be like, we have to write a story. It's like we want to experience what this is like. Yeah, like it's fun. It's like, what would you do if you were a level 20 character and you had nothing but time, right? Like every day, you're not on an adventure every day. What do you do in your downtime? Because you have to do something.
Yeah.
What do they do? Stay busy.
Kind of like what Winston's doing at the moment. But I can't really talk about what he's doing at the moment, but yeah.
If we talk about what he's doing at the moment, then that would not be good.
Yep. And like that's the other thing too, is like we don't know what everyone's doing all the time. Like there's off-screen stuff that goes on that's like part of their story. Like, you know, I have Elena go like to the library and then she disappears. And it's like I know what she's doing and I don't need to like role play it out, right? Like things happen. Like, you know, like Zoranth, Zoranth does this all the time, you know, he gets like sending whatever and then he just disappears and it's like, where does he go? And it's like, you know where he goes, you know. And Winston and Mortimer are constantly in and out of all these other places doing who knows what. You know.
Yeah,
so I could actually
I could actually tell you where he was going at those times. Nowadays he uses the robe of stars to go wherever he needs to go, but before that he would have bellwrought tattoos for banishment. Like you notice that I would cast that on people occasionally, but I primarily use that to cast on myself. Because I'm not native to this plane, then I go to the plane I am native to. And because I don't fall unconscious, I can concentrate on it, and I'm fine. Sweet. It is really expensive per use, though. So, whereas with the robe of stars, Strength could just like poof in and out of existence as like a party trick. He'll do it for a pittance.
Do anything for money. It's the right price.
Oh yeah, he'll do anything for money. Remember a long time ago when we were playing Never Have I Ever, and I think it was Maloney. She said, "Never have I ever been in love with an Abishai."
Yeah,
And then Ixar was
Mhm.
telepathically
I
speaking to him and
remember
says,
that.
I will give you treasure if you
Yes.
say yes."
Yeah.
And then Strand,
Because I thought they were a couple. I was like, this is my first time meeting
they're
these two.
they're not a couple.
I
Ixar's
know.
just an asshole.
I know. And that was the funniest thing because, like, Saranth was, like, begrudgingly like, yeah, I've liked one, you know. And Ixar is just laughing. And so, of course, she's just like, I thought I, you know, could tell. And then it came out later as you're just like, no, we're not. No. Like, no. And it was like, whoa. It's like, why did you tell me that? It's like, he paid me. It was like, all right, you know, like I know what motivates the rant.
Yep,
Which was
he
like
will
it
do
was good.
anything.
It's really fun to play multiple characters and have them kind of feed off of
Mhm.
each other. Like watching you
Yeah,
guys do that has inspired me to try that, and it works so well because
yeah,
um,
like in those kind of situations, like they'll never come if it's just like in a vacuum. There's
yeah.
nothing to cause it to happen.
hmm
Mhm.
Like there have been moments where like Mortem and Winston are talking and they both say opposite things, you know. So it's like, you know, someone asks them like, "Is now a good time?" And Mortem's like, "Yeah," and Winston's like, "No, we've got things we need to do right now," you know. And Mortem's like, "It's really okay," you know. Like you just get to see like their personalities, and
Mhm.
it takes like I don't know how to describe it where it's like I understand that this is a story in a way, and it's like these are characters that are being played. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, like there's just
yeah. Mortimer and Winston talk all the time to each other, um, just about things that have happened to the day throughout the day. One, is that because they're good brothers and they just like to do that. Two, I don't want to separate my notes too much, so I just make it so that way they both know the same things. For the most part, there are definitely some information that they keep from each other, but overall, they know a lot of the same information.
yeah. I have I Discord is my notes, you guys. Like I took notes when there was like legend lore and things that were going on, and then it like kind of erupted. And then
Yeah,
I made one document from Mortem that I think has a bunch of his specific stuff about his background. But then like I have no notes. I just recall everything and like look up stuff if I need to because um I have a, a memory where it's like I can read it and it's like I know like what part of the page of the book that it's on, you know, like that kind of memory or whatever, but
Hmm.
it's like I obtain knowledge so much better when I can read it rather than hearing it. Like if you spell a word out loud to me and make me try to guess the word, it's like I don't know what you're spelling. Like just write it down. like it's totally opposite. My brain doesn't work that way. So like I don't really have notes other than I've started taking notes on Ashok because I need to. And gosh, I need to write down all the names of all the freaking elves of names that I've come up with, their titles. Because they use their titles every time they talk. Yeah, so Ranth, what's your opinion on note taking?
I don't do it. Um, like I'm really irresponsible when it comes to notes. I'm just in campaigns, and if I remember something, that's great. If I don't, fuck. Um, generally, I remember what I need to,
Yeah.
and if I don't, then I
Hmm.
just look it up.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Or just
like
ask
there's
and be
not
like,
a
what? Yeah.
Yeah. Just ask and be like, yeah, what's this? What's all this about?
Yeah.
Yeah, generally that's just how it is, and it works.
Mhm.
I've always been able to remember things really easily.
Mhm.
Like that was my strategy for like K through 12. Just remember things.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't really know what much else there is to say. Like
No, yeah, you tried it.
I applaud
Yeah.
people who actually know how to keep notes because I know for damn sure that I don't.
Mhm. There's definitely some notes that you just gotta keep remembered, right? Like it's just like okay, like pin it or whatever, like some way to look back and like put it in my memory.
Yeah, like I have that plugin that's called a notepad. It's literally just personal pins. It's great.
Oh, nice.
So it's so nice. Like you don't know how awesome it is. Like just looking at like I don't even have to be in the server or channel. Like it just shows me everything and it's great.
That's awesome. Like, what's one thing that you
I
have
lo-
pinned?
yeah,
Like, give an
like
example.
like that one campaign talks all it. It's super fucking heavily homebrewed. Like everybody has
Ah,
like loads of abilities. So I have to keep track of all of Toxdal's things. Like in that campaign, I think Toxdal has like 30 in every stat except for intelligence and charisma, which is 7 and 6 respectively.
uh-huh.
Um, he has like 3 different breath weapons. Uh he has like a special reaction. Like it's just all fucked up. And I use the notepad to keep it so that I don't have to constantly go to the DMs with the DM to and scroll all the way back up or look at the pins.
Yeah.
And Nushinu's crossbow, the one that heals people, yeah, that has like 3 special unique abilities to it. So that has some unique abilities to it, and I need to keep track of those because they're really good.
Okay.
And I need to keep track of their pros and
I
cons.
have a question. At one point, Zaranth did give Elena the knife that heals. Is that his knife, though? There's only one of those.
It is the it is not homebrew actually. It is a 5e thing for artificers called the spell storing item, where you just put a first or second level spell inside inside a weapon you're proficient with or a tool, I
Okay.
believe.
So that's definitely gone now. Like, if she stabs somebody with
Yeah,
it, it's gonna.
yeah,
Okay, good to know.
yeah. If you
Okay.
stab somebody with it, it is
This
going
will
to stab
heal
them.
you.
Do not try to stab someone.
Yeah.
That would be the saddest thing. Oh.
Oh, hey, here you go, Zoran. Here's your knife back. Let me heal you.
Yeah,
Here you go.
for
Oh
convenience
man.
sake, if you think about if you have the intent to heal them with the healing weapon, then it will heal them. But if you have the intent to hurt them with the spell storing weapon, it will
Ooh.
hurt them.
Uh-huh. Got it. I need to actually update all of Elena's stuff because I don't have
But
all of her stuff. So
yeah,
I need to know
but
what magical item she's got.
yeah, he'll let you borrow your spell storing item, no problem.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's not hard to make.
Okay. I'll just, I mean, because it's not permanent, I'm not going to add it. I'm not going to add it, but I do need to
Yeah,
add
it's not permanent, but
it. I have
right now
so many
Strength uses it for
things.
invisibility. I feel like it could be used better for like rope trick or some other spell. I
Mhm.
can't really come up with any, but rope trick is definitely up there for spell storing item uses. Like it's just really
Mhm.
good for rope trick because you're only ever going to cast it a few times. Like, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I might need to just, I don't know, somehow make my own character sheet for her because.
yeah. I have a character sheet
Okay.
for Saranth. I just
Yeah.
update it as it goes along.
Yeah. Because I have
Ever-
her like leveled down when she levels up to something else, and so that changes things. So like when she became a monk, like she could move 40 feet around, but now she can only move 30 feet around on her character sheet because of something happened. It's just like, she can she? Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't, I need to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
Decide
I
what
did.
I'm gonna
The,
change.
oh. Yeah, Elena just straight up outspeeds Strength. I didn't think that.
Well, used
Oh,
to.
that makes me sad.
Used to. Like, now she's at 30. I've been having her
Oh,
at
really?
30. Yeah, I've
Oh,
been.
did you level down Did you level down Monk?
No, I've not. I don't know where it happened, and I have on D&D Beyond. I don't have access to Way of Mercy monks, like 'cause I don't have
Yeah,
paid everything. So I have
honest.
her as a Cobalt
Okay.
Soul. So it's
Oh
like,
So
man.
I will share with you. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna create just for us, I guess. I'll create a campaign because I have everything on D&D Beyond.
Yes, thank you.
yes, thank you.
I
Mhm.
I hate that Saranth, like I actually had the same thing a while ago. Saranth is actually in a campaign right now, but um the the person who runs the campaign, they no longer own it or something, but like I can no longer use Tasha's content.
Oh
So
yeah.
the entirety of Saranth is just illegal. Like I can't
He's
I
actually.
can't edit his infusions because I don't have access to Tasha's.
Uh-huh.
I'd
Dang.
have to like homebrew an entire new class. You can't even homebrew classes on D&D Beyond
Not
now.
yeah, not classes, just subclasses.
Yeah. So Saranth is just
Fantastic. Well,
illegal.
this will be nice, and I'll try to make. I gotta try to make her exactly. It's gonna be hard because there's so many things
Yeah,
to change.
if anything, Elena, I can also edit it, I believe, since I'm technically the DM. So I can help you with that if you want.
Yeah, we'll figure it out because she has feats that like don't get added in. Like she has the alert feat. I'll figure it out. But she has another one too, so I'll just take tons of notes. I think that's what I did.
Yeah.
I think I just started taking tons of notes. It was like,
I
ah.
I don't know if I want to like change some of Saranth's ability score improvements. Like I'm kind of regretful that I increased dexterity so much as I did when I could have gotten feet.
Mm-hmm.
His feats are good.
You should have at least two
I,
of them.
I would because I have okay. Winston at this point is he's hard to pin down. But he is not really a fifth edition character at this point. He is
Oh,
definitely like a
he's
Pathfinder or
Pathfinder.
something else.
He's Pathfinder straight up. But
He's got like
mm,
so many different things he can
mhm.
do. So I have I
Yeah.
believe on D&D Beyond like 4 different character sheets for him.
Wow. To like get it
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, like I at least wanted him to get Warcaster and at least Warcaster, yeah, because that's just good. He can use a shield, which is going to be just
Mhm.
more AC, which he doesn't freaking need.
I'm
Oh man,
so
that's
excited to be able to
wild.
make my character sheet. Thank you. I'm so excited. I
I'm
get it.
so
No
excited for
problem.
not having to homebrew entire freaking subclasses that are like impossible to homebrew,
Mhm.
like
Yeah. Well,
IOG.
now
I
you can see.
man,
Sorry, go ahead. I was started in the middle of
IOG.
you.
I tried to homebrew IOG. I tried my damn
Uh-huh.
hardest,
Uh-huh.
but she's just like an abomination right now. Like
Oh.
her character sheet is like half complete,
Oh.
and like I just keep track of everything
Mhm.
mentally. Like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
what she does. It doesn't say that on the sheet,
Mhm.
but I don't care.
That is the hard thing if you're playing in this in the way that we are. If you didn't have this character that you're making before, then you don't get those like level ups that maybe if you're just going all the way to level 20, you know, so it's like you don't remember every little moment of every little thing that you do, um, which has been fun to have like Elena slowly learn stuff. Like, you know, I'm slowly learning things, but nowhere near the rate of other people, and that's totally fine. Like you can play however you want, but which is just fun. So like yeah, I like
Yeah.
being a level 20 character, but sometimes I'm like, man, things were so much simpler in level 2. Like
I know.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah. Like
little
even to
babies.
add to what I've done with both the twins is like with Mortem, I've just been slowly, very slowly adding in some of it, like looking over his character stuff, and like, okay, I will add this ability now and this one, but I can only do this part and things like that, so, because he's slowly regaining control of his things that he's done in his past. Versus Winston, I just look at everything and be like, yeah, I could probably just say this and that'll work and that'll just happen. And it does. Because Winston can basically do anything.
Yeah, actually, in Pathfinder, if you want to learn a language or you want to improve in a skill, I believe it's 20 days minimum that you have to do stuff every day. And so and that could be totally wrong. I could just be pulling that out of nothing. But I decided to start doing that where I was like, okay, I'm going to have Elena start working out and stretching because I want to increase her dex and I want to increase her strength. And so she did that. And literally in game, 20 days went by before I had her learn Draconic properly, had her learn Infernal properly, had she's increased in dex and strength now, but it's still going to be another several more days before she increases again in dex, but that's not going to increase her modifier until another 20 days from now, you know? Like, so it's fun to make it like, what if these are real people? Like, how long would it take? You know, you don't just, oh, you level up, so now you get this ability. It's like what? How did they grow? How did they learn this thing? You know,
It poofed into their head at it suddenly.
Yeah, suddenly. Yeah. Could really wish.
Suddenly I realized I could cast Fireball.
Yeah. I actually really wish I'd gone and used my wizard that I use, that I've based her on, and then upgraded that one. Because I really miss having like a plus 13 to my initiative. Like, I miss that so much. Like, I was so proud of that.
Yeah.
That I built that specifically. Like, I built her up and I was like, this is so cool. And then she died right before the big battle, so she had like minuses, but she had a lucky stone that made it so she didn't have minus, and it was just insane. And then she didn't go first in initiative. She freaking went after Strahd. And I was so pissed. Anyway, that's another story. Yeah, we make cool stories. That's what we do.
Yep.
We're pretty awesome. So join us. Come to our Discord and play along and read our book when it's out there. Yeah, we're like getting close to midnight. Do you want to wrap it up? We can just, I mean, we can talk forever. So.
Yeah, I think now is a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Could say that we wrap it around this time just for the podcast in the future in general.
That sounds good. Yeah, because we don't have to go on forever. Like most podcasts are around like an hour or something, or even less, and it's just like we just want to talk, and you guys can listen if you want, and you can come back and listen again.
Yeah. So, thank you all for showing up and listening to Mondays in the Monastery. Please don't forget that we do have other social media, even though I'm not good at it and I'm trying my best. But I forget about our Twitter a lot. So, but I know that we put up every Monday that we are streaming. So there's that at least.
And it's okay if we are not posting everything all the time on Twitter, because we're slowly getting content out. Like, we could literally just post like, hey, this new story just came out, and that could be it for the Twitter account for now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Totally
until
fine.
maybe we built up some content of what's going on. I don't know. Anyways, we're still figuring everything out. We don't know what we're doing here exactly. So, anyways, please check out our Patreons. That way, we can stop working in brick and mortar places, or at least one of us can stop. Yeah, I can talk. So that way,
Having a
we
stroke.
can start doing this for a living.
Feeble mind. Strath, what did you do? Just kidding.
So that way we can start doing this for a living and bring out great stories, because holy cow, this story is just being so intertwined and like is only getting better the more we do it. Plus, yeah, like okay, I'm gonna keep going because otherwise I'm gonna keep talking about what's going on.
Keep going. It's okay. No, go on a tangent.
Check out the Patreon. We have stuff there, and we're working on more content now. I am currently working on the homebrew content that will be released here soon. It'll be the first little bit of a series of content that will be released once a month for a bit. And then after that, we'll see what happens there. We got some pictures up there and whatnot, and a few other things that you can go and check out. Yeah, all this stuff is on. We got some stuff on YouTube if you want to check us out before you do Patreon, or you just want to watch us. That's fine too. You can do that. Have a great night. We'll see you on the other. We'll see you next time, and memento mori.
Memento mori.
Memento mori.
Fantastic. I was gonna say something. I forgot. Oh, right. Join our Discord between now and November 14th for free, probably for at least a while. I mean, until it starts getting crazy or whatever. But yeah, join our Discord. Nothing that you write in there right now is used, but eventually we would like to use it if we can get that figured out. That you could maybe even be in our book, which is really cool. I don't know. Like, we'll just figure stuff out as we go. But yeah.
Yep, we're just have a ton of ideas. We're throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yep. And then we've got, yeah, there's a lot of heart in this story, and we just want to. We need to stop making it and actually get it out there, and that's the hard part. Is like, we just love playing this game so much. So come play with us. Come see why we love it. And yeah, thank you for being here. Memento mori.
Bye-bye.